Okay, good morning. So, me and Matt just had our daily breakfast meeting where we go over kind of what's going on today. And today I am finishing editing, making this acrylic light cube video. So, I thought it might be interesting to bring you guys along what actually goes into making one of these videos, what's the process, how do I take all this footage that is now ready and make it into an actual video. So that's what today's video is going to be about. It's puppy! Yeah, let's go! First I have to take Darwin out. I just have to show how cute Darwin's looking. So after a walk now he went up here and he did this all himself. He's very good at manipulating the blanket to go above him. Okay, so the video today that I'm gonna be working on are these light cubes behind me. And they have different colors, they're really cool. Of course it's kind of bright in this room now so you can't quite see them as effectively, but they're really cool. So, I now have all the footage of this build. And actually Matt did most of this project because it basically involved everything I'm trying to stay away from. So cutting, soldering with the smoke, gluing, finishing, sanding. So this is basically, he did most of this project. And I have all of the files for the build in my computer, and I have already rough edited it. So I've taken little parts of it and broken it up so you actually just have the parts where something happens, where you want to show something. And this morning we went over kind of the idea of the video, what parts we want to highlight, what we want to get across, if there's any in-between footage that we don't have, if something wasn't clear enough in the other footage, if like there's a part that wasn't shown clearly, do we need extra footage of that, what should the intro and the outro look like, all of those things. So actually right now before I set this up, I was just doing a little bit of filming showing how much power each color uses, because that was something we realized we hadn't filmed. And it's really kind of cool because different colors use different amount of power. So as you can see, I'm using this rather big laptop here. This is a gaming laptop, and I really found that I need a powerful laptop in order to be able to edit and process this much footage. So this is the editing program I use. It's called Movie Studio Platinum 12. And I've had this for a long time. I've mostly done all of the videos here. It's a very basic program, but it works just fine. The first step is taking all of this text, I have text in other places too, and write a script about it. Today's project are these wood and acrylic LED cubes. I'm using 5-volt LED lights, and I want each cube to be daisy chained to another cube. I'm making only 2, however you could make as many as you'd like and have them all connected with each other using only one power source. Okay, that's good. At this point now, I'm working on my script, and I'm starting to kind of move footage around, depending on where I need it. And like for example, I had recorded this intro here with me here first, and I don't know if I really like that, so I think I'm gonna scrap that and just use footage of the cubes themselves. But then I'm following my script here. So I'm gonna add a drawing, which I haven't drawn yet, and then I'm gonna add footage of the different parts that I'm using. So I need to bring that footage in over here. And it's a lot about just reorganizing where different footage is and seeing what's really necessary. Like here's some footage that like this is all in chronological order right now, and that doesn't mean that I necessarily want to show it in chronological order. So sometimes when I'm doing these types of videos, and there's a lot kind of to it, there's a lot of different parts, and I'm always debating about how much should I explain, how much should I just show what's going on. And I'm at the stage right now where everything feels rather overwhelming. It feels like a big mess. I'm trying to kind of get a script together, I'm trying to move footage around, I'm trying to think about like how deeply do I get into things, how much do I just want to kind of glance over some things to make it more fun, and go into, you know, I don't want to make an instruction manual on doing this kind of project. So right now I feel like my script is not fully formed, I really don't know exactly what I'm doing, and once I have a solid script, and I know exactly where each thing goes, it usually moves on a lot faster. And I have like a little trick when I do this editing. I try to make sure I don't have a browser up on the laptop, because if I start like going back and forth and checking email and checking, you know, comments and things like that, then I get all distracted. So I'm trying to like, I'm not allowed to do anything else but look at this right now. So I'm realizing now, as I'm writing the script and moving files around, that the tricky part here is just like the electronics soldering. There's like a lot of just soldering footage that is just kind of all over the place. So I'm thinking maybe I need a kind of a clarifying drawing to just basically kind of draw out the diagram of how it works. Quick lunch break now before I start doing the drawings, which I will go over in a second. And this is turkey cheese edamame on arugula with some tea. Okay, well that was food, or like my grandmother used to say, well, det gick att äta det med. Like, that was possible to eat that too. So next step now is my drawings. I want to make 3 very simple drawings to include into this video. So I'll show you guys how I do that. So first of all, I'm using a regular Wacom, whatever it's called, this writing pad. Okay, and then I'm gonna open up my program, Art Rage Studio. So I have this hooked up here, and I have my pad, so I can do drawings. So I'm gonna also Bandicam, so I'm gonna record the screen capture as I'm doing the drawing. That way I can include it in the video. If I just don't want to include the whole drawing, I can include kind of like the pathway, like as you see the pencil move, that kind of idea. So I hit record, get my drawing program up, and sometimes it's like these drawings, I don't like want them to be like perfect. I mean, I really don't think they need to be perfect at all. It's just to convey a concept. Cherry, and light. Okay, so now after doing the drawing, doing the editing, I realized that I wanted to do like a little snippet at the end where I talk about like this channel and these vlogs to kind of bring some more people over from the other channel and let more people know about what it is that I'm trying to do. So I just filmed that here right now. I'm gonna look at that footage, and then hopefully I'll get to voiceover next, because I feel like today is dragging on like molasses. It's taking a long time to getting to that point because yeah, I need to get to that point, so yeah. Now at the point where I'm going to start my voiceover, the script is more or less finished. I'm going to just work on it a little bit as I go along. So this is the mic that I use. It's an Audio Technica mic. Basically record into the editing program as I see the footage and as I kind of read my script. Let's test. Hello. Today's project are these wood and acrylic LED cubes. They utilize RGB light strips. They are daisy chained together, and they're made to match my gaming/editing laptop that has a cool red light coming up through the keys. I'm starting to piece it together, and I find that I really like to set the tone right away, which means I'd like to find some music before I even start putting everything else together, because I think the tone is very important. So I have about a bunch of music that I go through. Kind of like that. It's a pretty good beginning.
Today's project are these wood and acrylic LED cubes.
Okay, so that means that now I want different music for the second part. I might go back to that one again if I like it. That's too much. I like this beginning because it feels like fresh start, like. I think the whole idea about an intro is really tricky because I have this other intro where I have the with all these little that I've used for a lot of videos, but I feel like it's a little too much. I feel like it's a little silly. I don't really want a silly intro anymore. And I don't know how much an intro really matters. I mean, fundamentally, I think an intro is good because it, like, new people come and they're like, hey, what's this channel all about? And it gives you a little snippet of what it's about. But on the other hand, lots of channels don't have, like, that explaining intro, so I don't know. To attach the light, we glued on the light strip onto a dowel with some hot glue for reinforcement. and drill the hole in the bottom piece so the dowel could sit inside it. Getting a little tired now. I've been doing this for a couple of hours here. So I'm approaching the end of the video a little bit in the editing process here. Need to do a little bit more voiceover and figuring out the end part. So maybe another 2 hours of editing at this point. I don't know, it's hard to tell exactly. I often think that I only have a little bit left and then I end up sitting for another 4 hours or so. So, okay, let's get back to it. So I just done all this nitpicky stuff. I checked out the whole video, adding little nonsense things like an overlay logo. And then I'm going to process this video for the first time and see how it is. Sometimes it's hard, I think, to pick up on certain things when it's still in the program, so you kind of need to, or I anyway, I need to process it to see if it's like I imagine. And the whole video is about 9.5 minutes, more or less. So let's make a movie. Show you guys. Okay, so let's make movie. Save to hard drive. Acrylic cube. Render. Shouldn't take too long. This computer is pretty fast. Probably shouldn't take more than 10 minutes or so to render. Okay, it's getting dark now, so Matt just watched the video and he found a couple of things that I said which were kind of weird, which you just don't hear when you are looking at the footage over and over again. Like I said, I wanted the wood and the cherry to be the same size instead of the wood and the acrylic. So I always think it's so useful and helpful to have another person look at it, whatever you have done, because after staring at the screen for hours and hours, I've been working on this now for almost 8 hours, sitting here. And you just don't see things anymore. So I just corrected a couple of things, I'm reprocessing it, and hopefully it will be good after that. Okay, so I'm just working on the thumbnail here for this video. I thought this was kind of a cool photo. So LED cube lights, and got some thin text, got my logo. I think I'm gonna go with this one. So just getting ready to upload the video now. So acrylic cube, upload, and we'll put the custom thumbnail just over here. So it's pretty late here, almost 10:30. Took a little break, had dinner, and now I'm just finishing up this, uploading, and yeah. Hope you guys found this little what should I call it, little insight into what I do useful. I get a lot of questions about this often, so hopefully this video will answer some of them. Again, I want to thank my patrons for supporting my work. I really appreciate it, and I hope to do more of these types of videos in general. And if you have questions that you are wondering about or suggestions for videos, I would like to hear about that as well. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.